Dude, that lawnmower sound in the back. I kind of loved it.
Alright folks, so you're already familiar with the boy group we're reacting to, NEXZ. They are originally from Japan. They competed on the NEXZ project, the boy group equivalent of NEXZ, and now they are promoted and releasing Korean pop releases and J-pop releases. This is the first song off of their EP called Beatboxer. You guys have reacted to Beatboxer, the title track. This is the song that opens it. It's about pushing through darkness, fear, and past wounds to pursue a personal destiny or legacy. The members describe battling inner enemies, breaking rules, and charging forward through storms with renewed determination and shared strength. And it's composed by... Go ahead.
Oh, I was just beatboxing.
You go ahead. Moonshine, Adrian McKinnon, and Bobby Lewis.
Sorry. I just realized you rapped the producer names. I just thought you were ad-libbing.
We're ready. Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa.
Is that my new bias?
This sounds like that Macklemore song.
It's like a weird snapping sound.
There we go, that.
Offbeat.
Okay. Oh, this is pretty fat. I like this.
Wow. It's almost like Moonshine did this.
That bass drum is so long and then it just kind of cuts off.
Modal mixture.
Little Phrygian dominant, little Phrygian dominant, like
Just a tad of it.
Dude, that lawnmower sound in the back. I kind of loved it.
That's super distorted, that guitar.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, man, yes.
There's so much wash. Like there's so much reverb and bleeding over.
Oh, dance fucking all.
Yeah, I love the distortion on their voice. That's super sweet.
It almost feels like the vocals are too low.
Weird. Oh, it goes lower. Da 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 da.
Like the main vocal line, it's really hard to focus on what he's saying because of everything else going on.
Someone's gotta sample Dance Fucking All.
Dude, sampling Dance Fucking All goes so hard.
God, I love the black and white.
No, what? I love that we hear the cocking of the gun, but then it's boom.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Simple but effective rap verses. I'm happy with that.
I love how soft and muted this part gets.
Yeah. What instrument is that in the back end? It's clear to...
Some synth.
Yeah.
I really like the diminished sound in that progression.
Compared to how abrasive this part is.
Do they go from dotted 8th notes to 8th notes there?
Wow.
It might have been.
Into
The heat
triplets.
maps.
I like that.
Like I'm trying to determine is this lush?
There it is.
What's with all the snake drummer?
It's so lush, I can't hear what you're saying.
Cool chords.
There you go.
I like how, I like the hocket on the. Yeah, the little off-place one.
What a, wow.
Makes me want to clap.
This is the best part.
I heard a.
It's a very active bass drum part.
What's that thing?
This is just a headbanger the whole time. Like, there's no release.
Yeah, that bap sound is so intense.
It's like when you play Sleigh Ride.
I love that siren-like sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Our boys.
Our boys.
That was pretty gritty.
I also love the color schemes of the MV.
Oh yeah.
The way it goes into red.
Very
and orange.
apocalyptic.
Right.
What? I mean, I think I really liked it.
I think it's just like the development of the orchestration. That is like the most ear-catching about this song, how it develops, because it's such like it's really epic sounding. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. It's like always like so very lush, like all the time, but in a way that I really like.
See, I don't know if it quite hits lush. It's like I almost wish it could be more lush sometimes. Sometimes it does become a little more chord heavy, and you hear like, yeah, it's like boom, we're supposed to be in like, supposed to open up a bit. Kind of wish it opened up more, but at the same time, like I see what the song is going for. And I think it's better off the way it is. And I just have to grow into it.
Wasn't there something in the first verse as well that caught your guys' ear?
There were no notes there. It was all percussion and speech. I didn't hear a single note. Wow, I didn't realize it was just a 3-note ostinato. Da, da, da.
Wasn't there like a
maybe. It's the same ostinato but modulated. It's like onions, they have layers.
It's like going from sus to diminished.
The timbre that's making the chords is so smooth that sometimes I can't tell where one chord ends and the other one begins.
Can we listen to that again?
There's even like a diminished, yeah, there's a diminished in there. Nope, nope.
But listen how that sound comes in. Lovely. Walk up that I didn't even recognize. Really interesting progression.
Yeah.
And also, we've like sped up the harmony so much.
Right, exactly. So there are some songs where every single half step that changes, especially the half steps that change, make it feel like, whoa, we're like worlds apart from where we just were. This song very much feels like the half steps, they just bleed into each other, but yet they still evoke little subtle changes.
I like what you mentioned. Once you mentioned modal mixture, I couldn't stop hearing it like everywhere. Da, 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 da. There was a lot of D major, and then there was a lot of D minor. I think it was so nice when I hit that B flat, and then all of the synths like came in, and then and then it just went like on all the synths. Kind of like made the B flat important, you know what I mean? Like when it's in dun 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 dun, like super D major tonic triad centric, like it's like very hard hitting, and the drums are going to. So this is the beginning of the chorus.
Yeah.
Even like do 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 do. Yeah. When they hit this G minor chord, that's definitely in the minor tonality with this B flat. Never thought we keep going on. That's with an F natural and B flat.
Yeah.
I feel like the ambiguous tonality of it adds to that mysterious feeling.
Meanwhile, a lot of like genericness in the backing part. Kind of.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. You got like the boom, 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 you know.
That's generic?
Yeah.
In what genre?
In like any kind of headbanging rap genre that is very generic. Yeah. It's not like it sucks. It's just like, I would have liked to hear a little more because I think they could have done more with this, especially with like them kind of not screaming, but very loud rapping and yelling the whole time. I feel like there's more that could have been done with like additive percussion or like crazy synth stuff.
Why is that so headbangy?
Bass.
Yeah, the bass.
Yeah, it's the bass. It's also, I feel like they're really taking advantage of what the bass is doing and multiplying how fast it is. So like in the vocal line, bam, be dum, be da, bam, 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 be dum, boom, boom. They're making it a little faster and leaning into that head thing.
Yeah. They do a really good job of using rhythm and the kind of density of it to build and release tension. So specifically, I'm thinking about there was one moment where I mentioned that the bass drum part was pretty active. They just, right before cadence, started throwing in a bunch of extra bass drum notes, a lot of extra, like maybe even too many bass drum notes, honestly, which is why it caught my ear, because I was like, this is a lot for this instrument.
That's cool.
Yeah.
8th notes to
8th note triplets, 16th note triplets.
It breaks the pulse from either halftime or regular time.
Halftime would just be in.
What's regular time called, bro?
Oh yeah, what is it? Common time? Yeah, right. Yeah, I guess common time.
Yeah, so it breaks the pulse from whatever pulse you're feeling, which makes you feel like a hemiola, which kind of changes the feeling, and then it locks it back in with the triplets. So
it just threw in so much, and then it kind of dissipated into just a regular groove. And that kind of is a very good way of kind of drawing the audience in, and then letting them feel some sort of release. And then as far as the textures go, I mean, there's just so much here. Like the bass drum that had like a lot of length on it, and then it would just cut off on the beat. So it was almost like the cutoff of the bass drum was part of the backbeat, which was kind of cool. Do, do, like the whoop is part of the beat, which is kind of an interesting thing. I wasn't sure if it was a mistake for a while, because it's sometimes they have a sound and then they just cut off the sound before it's done resonating. But it was on the beat every time, so I think it was quite purposeful, and it was kind of a cool effect.
There's something a little bit more piano-like about the attack of the synths that are being used in this section.
Keyboard, yes.
Yeah, there's something more plush about the attacks, rather than these like really abrasive sawtooths that you hear throughout the chorus section, and also through most of the verses. In the pre-chorus, everything kind of mellows out. All the attacks are a lot softer. Like you don't hear as much buzzing as it is just a
It reminds you like a vibraphone if it could sustain or something.
Yeah. I think they have some kind of filter on it. Also, there's some kind of like plucked-like synth happening in the high register, like pop, 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 pop.
Yeah, it's so cute. And there's also that like windy. No, if you show it, like it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
I
like
hear
a
it, I
little
hear it.
windy whisper thing. That all makes it super different from the rest of the song.
Something that I was like wondering this while I was listening to this is this instrumentation, or is this like overshadowing the vocals? And I thought like maybe at some point, maybe I thought that or felt that, or maybe I was focusing too much on the instrumentation. But like, it's done so well that I don't really mind. I love listening to this.
I definitely forgot what the vocals did, other than the chorus that sounded like another song.
Simon says, is it the same key? Hello.
What Simon said, and this is or the only other thing I remember the vocals doing is da 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 da.
That little part, that was a funny little thing that they had in there.
Sometimes.
Why did that stick in your mind?
Because it sounded Baroque. And anything that sounds Baroque, it's gonna stick in my mind.
I just need like a quote of that.
Anything that sounds Baroque, it's gonna stick in my mind.
Did you feel like we were fighting inner demons?
Yeah, I mean, whenever you want to fight something or be a little edgy, hey, Phrygian dominance right there for you to grab. There's something in old music that like, originally it was like, sad means smaller intervals and happy means larger intervals. And you can kind of see that with major and minor being the range of then a major third. They kind of saw these as like, also small intervals were all sad and then large intervals were all happy. So like, when you have something like the Phrygian dominant, you're using both small intervals between a lot of notes. So I'll play a Phrygian dominant scale. So there's a half step here, half step here, half step here. And then the entire upper part, that entire fourth, is a lot more condensed downwards rather than upwards like a major scale. It's kind of just like, like you can kind of say that, but there are still minor key songs that sound happy, and there are still major key songs that sound sad. But in terms like this, it's using these, like the connection between, to give this really like dissonant and crunchy and very like not I don't want to say threatening, but like it's a fight, it's a battle between what's gonna win. Like what's gonna win? Major! Yay! It's happy, but I mean of course, yeah. But you could say that's why. This was fun. I liked I like most songs that have the Phrygian dominant in it because it has spice that a lot of boiled chicken and rice music doesn't. It's still just like regular rice, but they added like a lot of salt and pepper to the chicken.
그러니까 진짜 좀 절대 그냥 우리 노래도 같기도 하고. 와 어렵다. 와 그냥 간단한 거.
This is a very hard one.